Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I'd like to take you on a bit of a museum adventure through this really elaborately built map in Battlefield Hardline. They put so much time and detail into everything here, not to mention a few jokes, that it is just so worthwhile to actually check it all out. Especially if you're caught up in the middle of a firefight, you're probably not going to be checking out all the exhibits in their glory, at least before people blow the heck out of them with grenade launchers. So I'm going to switch over to the in-game guide and let her show you what's going on. Also, the Yoshisaurus is not a real dinosaur, just in case you're wondering.
The Turing National History Museum's dinosaur exhibit houses the most complete Yoshisaurus skeleton ever discovered, along with the fossilized remains of the creature's exceptionally large egg. The Turing's rarely displayed private collection includes original copies of the Magna Carta, Gutenberg Bible, and an incomplete manuscript of the Second Inferno, written by Dante prior to Purgatorio and Paradiso. Construction of the Turing National History Museum was begun in 1899. The first wing, dedicated to Professor Houghton's collection of rare and endangered butterflies, opened to the public in 1903. The complete woolly mammoth genome was sequenced in 2015. Although a viable mammoth-elephant hybrid could theoretically be cloned, there have been no attempts to do so. Mammoth remains have been found around the world, including Africa, Europe, China, Siberia, and North America. Their migration was aided by land bridges that existed during the Ice Age. Most mammoths were no larger than the modern elephant. However, the largest of these creatures could stand higher than 13 feet tall and weigh up to 13 tons. The name Tyrannosaurus rex means tyrant lizard. Measured nose to tail, a full-grown T-Rex was as long as a large school bus. Contrary to the swampy habitats depicted in movies, T-Rex lived primarily in the forested river valleys of what is now North America. A ferocious predator, T-Rex had razor-sharp teeth to grip flesh, a massive jaw to crush bones, and neck muscles strong enough to tear apart prey in a single shake. The long canine teeth, for which a saber-toothed tiger is famous, could grow up to 19 inches long in some species. Unusually, the saber-toothed tiger is not closely related to modern-day felines. One order of saber-toothed cats was actually related to marsupial mammals, which today include kangaroos and koalas. The saber-toothed tiger was a victim of its own success. As it evolved to hunt larger and larger prey, it eventually reached an ecological tipping point, where scarcity of suitable prey led to the cat's own extinction. The name Brontosaurus means thunder lizard. It weighed up to 15 tons and measured end to end could grow up to 72 feet long. The first Brontosaurus skeleton was discovered in 1879 in Como Bluff, Wyoming. The state is now famous for being rich in hidden paleontological treasures. The Brontosaurus and Apatosaurus were once considered the same species, but in 2015, Brontosaurus was classified as separate genus distinct from Apatosaurus. Earth is composed primarily of iron, oxygen, silicon, and magnesium. All other elements comprise less than 8% of the Earth's elemental composition. Every day on Earth, as measured by one complete rotation around its axis, is slightly longer than the day preceding it. This is due to tidal deceleration, as the Earth's oceans drag and slow down our planet's rotation. Although we think of the Earth as round, it is in fact slightly flattened along the north-south pole axis. This gives the Earth a slight bulge at its equator. 109 Earths could fit in a line along the Sun's diameter. The Sun's mass, though, is 330,000 times greater than our own planet's. When viewed from space, the Sun is actually white, not yellow. Atmospheric scattering of the Sun's rays lead us to perceive our star as red, orange, yellow, or sometimes even magenta. In approximately 5 billion years, the Sun will expand large enough to engulf the orbits of Mercury, Venus, and possibly even Earth. Jupiter has 67 moons. The largest of these, Ganymede, is bigger than Mercury, the planet in our solar system that's closest to the Sun. Jupiter is a giant ball of gas with no surface. It rotates rapidly, and the concentrations of gas at different latitudes and altitudes create frequent storms, including Jupiter's famous giant red spot. A year on Jupiter lasts almost 12 Earth years, owing to its relatively slow orbit around the Sun. However, a day on Jupiter is less than 10 Earth hours, due to its rapid rotation about its own axis. Although it is closer to the Sun than Neptune, Uranus is the coldest planet in our solar system. Along with Neptune, Uranus is in a category of planets called ice giants. Its atmosphere has more water, ammonia, and methane than other gas planets like Jupiter and Saturn. Uranus is tilted more than 90 degrees along its axis, meaning it spins vertically rather than horizontally along its orbit. Each pole gets 42 years of continuous sunlight, followed by 42 years of darkness. The term pharaoh is used to describe the kings of ancient Egypt. It was written using the hieroglyphs for house and column, in reference to a great palace. The pharaoh's crown was typically red and white, with red signifying Lower Egypt and white representing Upper Egypt. The two colors together denote the pharaoh as ruler of both regions. One of the most fearsome pharaohs to ever rule, Ka-Fatu of Sharif, was said to have ordered his pet jackal to live and work beside him at all times, despite the tradition of banning dogs from all royal palaces. Burial practices in ancient Egypt were sacred and elaborate. The mummification process alone could take over 30 days to complete. The contents of an ancient Egyptian's tomb, such as jewelry, weapons, food, and even games, were intended to serve the deceased in his or her afterlife. The tombs of Egypt's pharaohs were built inside the heart of giant pyramids. Once sealed, none but the pharaoh's soul could enter or exit the tomb. The blue diamond is so named for the boron in its crystalline structure. Unusually, the diamond exhibits a red glow after being exposed to ultraviolet light. The blue diamond was originally a gift for King Aegis VII, given to him by the defeated House Weller. King Aegis lost his hand a year later, giving the blue diamond its cursed reputation. The boron concentration of the blue diamond is responsible for its unique color. It varies from 10 to 20 parts per million, giving the diamond a unique signature in the infrared light spectrum. The butterfly has 4 distinct life cycles: the egg, the caterpillar, the pupa, and finally the full-grown adult butterfly. The wings of a butterfly are actually covered in small scales. Each scale is a different color, giving a butterfly's wings their unique color and pattern. Upon reaching adulthood, a butterfly lives from between 1 week to 1 year, depending on the species. As a pupa, though, butterflies can survive much longer, even through frigid winter months. There are hundreds of thousands of unique beetle species, so many that they comprise nearly 25% of all animal life forms, and 40% of all insects. Beetles belong to the order Coleoptera, a combination of 2 Greek words meaning sheathed wing, so named for the insect's familiar wing hidden underneath a shell-like protection. Some species of beetle can dive underwater. They create a bubble of air when they dive, which is tightly formed around the beetle's body and attached via specialized hairs that allow for breathing.
So that concludes the museum tour of this new Battlefield Hardline map, and this is a video I wanted to make because I think in a year or two nobody's ever going to really play this map anymore or see it, and I kind of wanted to embody what the developers and the game designers had done here, at least in a video form, so people would know about it, because I think it's really cool, and few game developers take the time to put this kind of detail and intricacy into a multiplayer map that otherwise you might not really see during a really cool firefight. So I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.